Hello, everyone. So, House of Buckholz here again. So, I'm Diane.
I'm Virginia.
I'm Kayla.
If you are thinking about purchasing a house this year, we have some tips for you.
We've just come out of a crazy couple of years with record low mortgages, which led to an increase in demand, of very little to choose from, which led to like crazy prices. But we're coming back to a traditional normal market.
We have not tipped to too much inventory, leading to rock bottom prices, nor if we had too little with crazy high prices, but we still have to find a balance between the two.
Which is, it's still a balancing act in this market. Probably the biggest thing to start thinking about, tip number one, would be your credit report. And it's not just your score. The score does, of course, have a lot to do with it. The lower your score, the higher your interest rate. And conversely, if you have a very strong high credit score, then you get better terms. But on top of that, looking at your credit report as a whole, I'm trying to see if there's any surprises on it. Do you have collections that you didn't know about? Are there any mistakes on it that need to be removed? Is there something that's old that needs to be taken off of? So really having a good idea of what your credit report is and things to do to fix it, that is going to go a long way in determining what your affordability is and where you're going to be. And lenders are a great resource for that. We'll have a couple links in the description, and also, the different credit sites and reporting bureaus that you can get started on this.
Next point is tip number 2, which is saving. So your down payment typically is 0 to 20%, and that's the typical range depending on the loan type. And then what no one accounts for is the other 2 to 3% for closing costs, moving and storage costs, and decorating and remodeling costs.
So with all that in mind, it's important to have a bigger savings account than what you're already expecting to pay. Basically, have that 0 to 20% down payment already and a little bit extra so that you're not in the red, basically, when you're moving into your new home.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless you're planning on a cash option, this leads us to tip number 3, which is all about loans. Deciding which loan product is the best for your situation is really important. If you qualify for VA or USDA, you have a down payment from 0%. FHA starts at 3.5%, which allows more leniency for your debt to income ratio. Finally, conventional is 5 to 25%, depending on your situation. Each loan product has a set of requirements and benefits to best help you and your situation. Discuss these options with your lender to see what's best. And again, we'll have some links down below, some lenders that we work with, and some information and resources for you guys.
So, and all of these are really important to kind of get your finances in order, to know where you need to go, what you need to do to start getting ready, start paying down those credit cards, start saving up that money, start shopping those loans to see what's best for you. And then once you've gotten through that, is what house can you afford? How much can you afford? And you also need to take into account not only your monthly mortgage payment, which has to do with, again, how much down payment you have, what your interest rate is, and what the interest you're going to have to pay back, and whether you have PMI on it. But affordability takes into account your taxes and your homeowner's insurance. And those are things that you also need regardless. So something that you really want to keep in mind, and sometimes can be a big surprise when you've done everything else, you're ready to go, and then you realize that your payment is going to be significantly higher based on what your homeowner's insurance and your taxes may be. In Port St. Lucie exclusively, tax rate right now is between 1.5% to 2% of the purchase price. So that's where taxes are coming in. Throughout the state of Florida, taxes can run anywhere between about 0.5% to about 2.5%, depending on area, but Port St. Lucie specifically is in that 1.5% to 2% range. And then if you're looking at your homeowners, that varies greatly as well. What kind of deductibles, what type of coverage you're having, if you're in a flood zone or not, if it's a brand new construction home or a home that's 10 years old or 20 years old. That plays a factor in your affordability as well with the insurance. Is it a brand new roof? Is it a old roof? All of these things play a role and also affects that affordability because it does come out into a monthly payment. So those things are kind of the last piece of the puzzle to make sure that you have the proper affordability, that you are getting into the proper house, and that you are on the right path so that we can make your dream of home ownership or a new home into a reality.
If all that sounds good, we would love to help you guys navigate this market and put you in touch with one of our great lender partners.
In the description, you'll also find our contact information as well as our social media, so you can message us through there, call us, text us, DM us, whatever it is. Thank you guys again for watching. This was Virginia,
Kayla.
Diane, until next time.
Bye.